This video is not for whales and dolphins, it's for you, because you are just like me. Average Duck Gamer here, and today we got the drip marketing for the three new characters coming in 2.3. So we have Lucia and Manato in the first half. Manato's going to be the A rank, Lucia's going to be the S rank. You can tell because Manato is static in his PNG, and then Lucia is moving, so she's going to be the limited S rank, and he's going to be the A rank. Lucia is a support ether character, and Manato is a rupture fire character. And then on the second side, we're going to be getting Yidhari, who is an ice rupture agent. Now, this brings up a topic that I feel like I talk about pretty regularly on stream and stuff, but it definitely needs to be talked about here. Zenless Zone Zero are putting together characters that work really well together, which doesn't sound too crazy when you talk about it like that, but yeah, it kind of also gives us a little bit of an indication as to what we think that Lucia is going to do specifically. Because we're getting an ice rupture agent in the second half in Yidhari, it would make sense for Lucia to be a support that's going to work with Yidhari. It would also make sense for them to potentially consider rerunning. I know it's a very short turnaround time, but like potentially consider rerunning someone like Yishuan, because that would then put them in a position where they're running a bunch of rupture agents and a rupture support. And the reason that I'm thinking that way is because right now in 2.1, we're in a patch with 3 anomaly characters and an anomaly support. And then in 2.2, we're getting 3 attack characters and a stun agent. And then in 2.3, we already know we're getting 2 rupture agents because we're getting the A rank Manato. And we're also getting Lucia. Now, whether or not they do decide to run Yishuan in that time frame, I don't know. She came out at the start of 2.0. It's like 3 patches, which is the same as Astra. Astra first ran in 1.5 and then reran in 2.0. But it does feel like a very short turnaround time. So, yeah. And there are other characters that haven't been rerun that probably should be rerun before her. But we'll see what happens with that. And obviously 2.3... yeah, it feels really close right now because we're only at the end of 2.1, but by the time we actually get there, it will probably feel quite a bit different. We're talking about, you know, like October kind of time. So yeah, very much way further on than where we are now in terms of how it will feel. Because yeah, talking about Yishuan rerun right now probably feels a little bit crazy, but by the time we get to October, maybe it'll feel a little bit different. But let's talk a little bit more about Lucia, what we're expecting her to do, a little bit more about her design. So she's got this book thing and this scepter. I don't really know what the hell is going on with her design, though, I'm gonna be real. Because she's a Spook Shack character. I should have mentioned that. These are all Spook Shack characters. But Lucia doesn't really look like she's from Spook Shack. She kind of looks like she's from Yokai Summit, which, honestly, I think might be quite interesting from a story perspective. But from a design perspective, it doesn't really make her that interesting. I think the Yokai Summit, some of the Yokai Summit designs aren't really super appealing to me. I think I like Yishuan probably because of, well, you know. But as for Lucia, yeah, I'm not super feeling it. Yeah, her bottom half looks very Yishuan. And then on the top, she's wearing this cloak thing. I'm not sure about the design, if I'm totally honest. In terms of the expectations of what we expect her to do, I would think the most likely outcome is that she's going to be a Rupture support. Rupture because we've just had an anomaly support in Yuzuha. We also have an attacker support with Astra. I do think that potentially she'll be designed in a way where she'll work with both Rupture and attack characters, but maybe less effective with anomaly characters. That would be my guesstimate. Because at the moment, Astra still works really, really well with Rupture teams. So yeah, unless she has specific sheer force damage buffing mechanics, which obviously won't translate to other team members, then yeah, I do think that she'll probably be usable across Rupture and attack characters. And if we also think about the state of the game and where we are right now with Zenless Zone Zero, when she comes out, we'll only have 1 limited S rank Rupture agent for her to support, if she's a Rupture support, which would be Yishuan. And as cool as Yishuan is, I don't know, man. Releasing a character that can only support 1 character at their time of release would be kind of crazy. So yeah, I think that she'll probably also flex into attack teams, which would work well with the fact that she's running straight after 2.2 with those attack characters. Okay, and let's move on and talk about Yidhari. After this quick reminder, you probably aren't subscribed. Like and subscribe is a great way to support creators like me on YouTube. You can just drop me a follow over on Twitch. You can join Discord and come hang out with a cool, chill community of ZZZ players. Okay, so let's talk about Yidhari. So Yidhari's design is something, man. Like, I actually think at a base level, she's kind of hot. But the whole octopus thing has got me kind of confused about what this is going on here. But yeah, I mean, she's an ice rupture agent. So let's just start there. She's an ice rupture agent, and I get rupture is essentially its attack 2.0, right? It's better attack. They get the sheer force damage thing. But yeah, we're probably expecting her to be pretty good. She's going to be our first limited S rank rupture unit that's not like Void Hunter level, not Yishuan. So it'll really give us an idea as to how strong they want to make that rupture class. Because at the moment, yeah, I think everyone thinks that Rupture is attack 2.0, but that might actually not be the case. It might just be that Yishuan is Void Hunter level and Yidhari might not be. Which kind of brings us to the point that she's an ice Rupture agent. Rupture agents are damage dealing agents. They are DPSs. So it's kind of... So she's definitely joining a class which has got a lot of competition. Would be the best way to put it. So we have Hugo, who is an ice DPS. We have Ellen, who's an ice DPS. And we have Miyabi, who's an ice DPS. Now, Miyabi last reran in 2.1. She's still the GOAT, guys. Miyabi's still fantastic. She's still amazing. She's probably still the best DPS in the game, and she probably still will be after 2.3. Now, I like playing different teams, and I don't want to always play Miyabi, so potentially the idea of picking up an ice DPS isn't too crazy to me. I just think that from a meta perspective, people are going to look at endgame content and they're going to be like, well, I'm only going to have ice weakness on one side of shield defense, and I'm only going to probably have ice weakness on one enemy on deadly assault. So if I pull Yidhari, I put down Miyabi. And I think that a lot of players who've been playing, even since 2.0, would probably have picked up Miyabi when she reran. And that's not counting the fact that a lot of players might have returned from playing in 1.4 when Miyabi came out originally. She's probably the most popular character that we've had in Zenless Zone Zero so far. And I think that means that Yidhari has a lot to do. She's got a lot to prove. And I'm kind of interested and excited to see whether or not the Rupture class means that we could get an agent who's not necessarily been super hyped, who could potentially be Miyabi level. We'll see. We'll see. And I guess with Yidhari as well, like, I mean, I know I already mentioned the design, and like, it's early, guys. I'm just talking my thoughts. These are just straight out of my brain. Yeah, I feel like they're really leaning into like the fetish angle again with the octopus stuff, man. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And I feel now that being able to look ahead like this and getting the drip marketing so early is also like, it's a huge bonus for us players, especially players who want to make the most of their polychrome, because now we can look forward and see what we're getting in 2.3 just at a base level, so that we know that what we might potentially want to pull or skip. And I think if you were a little bit on the fence on some of the characters coming out in 2.2, I think us getting the drip this early, this ahead of 2.2 actually coming out, actually gives us a lot of options as players, because, you know, we now have the 2 limited S ranks that are on Banagher and Yanagi and Alice. We got all of what's going to be going on in 2.2 with the new characters and the reruns, and we know what the new characters are going to be in 2.3. I think we probably have never had as much confirmed info as we have right now. So you're in a pretty good spot, even as a newer player, to pick and choose what you're going to want to do and what kind of teams you're going to want to build. And I think that that's awesome. Let's celebrate that. Anyway, as always, remember to like and subscribe. Bet an average suck on all your pulls. Pour responsibly. Stay weird. Bye. 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 Bye.